All right, I think that's live on YouTube. Just making sure the data's coming through. I think it is, so that's good. And welcome into this YouTube live stream for tonight. Just checking all my levels. Yep, all looking good. If you haven't seen the title or the thumbnail, I'm going to be making Marco's special tortilla. His words, not mine. Spanish tortilla or Spanish omelette, if you prefer. In other words, potatoes and eggs baked into a sort of, or fried into a sort of cake. As always with Marco Pierre White recipes, there's a few twists. All right. Now that I'm sure YouTube is live, I'm going to do something I've not done before, and I'm going to pop us onto Twitch as well. So I hope that's going to work. And we're going to broadcast over to Twitch at the same time. So with any luck, that's fired us over to Twitch. So anyone over there in Twitch, welcome in. So we've got YouTube, we've got Twitch all going. Excuse me while I keep an eye on stuff, make sure of messages coming through. I hope you're all doing well this evening. I assume that's a notification. So yep, that's all going live. Wonderful. So just to repeat, I'm doing Marco Pierre White's special tortilla, or if you prefer, Spanish omelette. As always with many Marco Pierre White recipes, they're deceptively simple, with a few little tweaks and tricks in them that we're going to do along the way. We don't need very many ingredients at all. Simply potatoes, an onion and some eggs. Now a word on that. So this is from his BBC Maestro cookery course. If you've been on this channel before, you will have seen other recipes that I've done from the Maestro course. They're entertaining, not always the best instruction, but they're a fun watch. With this one in particular, what I've seen is that the recipe calls for 30 eggs, which is bonkers, frankly. I don't think I've ever seen a recipe with 30 eggs in before that was like for a home cook. Serves 8. Now, for one thing, I'm only cooking for me this evening, so I'm certainly not going to do a 30 egg recipe. His serves 8. I'm going to at the very least scale by half and then a bit. So maybe just under, maybe 12 eggs, maybe I'll use a dozen by the time we're done, but it depends how much we need. So the first thing we need to get on is work out how many potatoes we need. Again, unhelpfully, his recipe says 3 potatoes. Well, you know, is that 3 of those potatoes or 3 of those potatoes, you know? Essentially, I'm going to cut them until they fit my pan. This is the pan, the non-stick pan that I'm going to do everything in. And some people, in fact, somebody asked me about this recipe earlier this week in a chat and said, you know, is it the grill or is it the stove? Well, actually, it's deep fried and hob and grill. So I don't think I've ever seen that before. So I've got a deep fryer just over there. I'm probably not going to show you that, but that's... I don't like deep frying in the house, so I've got a little setup just outside my back door. So it keeps all the smells out, keeps everything safe. But we'll need to do that in just a moment. So that looks like it's up to temperature, so I better get on with my spuds. So I am going to peel first of all. I think I will start with 2 potatoes and see where we get to. Marco also recommends that you wash them, so I'll do that in just a second. Hello Dr. Mirren, long time no see, I hope you're well. I am right, aren't I? I've seen you around in my comments section. Lovely. Big spud, peeling a big spud. Yeah, you know, it's non-stop here, mate. It's all action all the time. So looking at that, so I want the potatoes to fill that as a tortilla. I think I will need a 3rd potato, but it's a tiny little one. One I held up for demo purposes, actually. Excuse me. I am also just getting over a cold, so you're going to have to pardon the occasional cough. I hope we're all doing well out there. You're jealous of people that pull towards themselves. Why's that? You do it that way? That feels so unnatural to me. I'm going to get another one to try it. Yeah, that's... no, thanks. Just bump, 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 bump. So after saying I'm doing 3 potatoes, just because I've been dared to, I'm doing 4. Ho-hum. Right, there we go. Let's get the peelings out of the way for a minute. Chuck them over there. Very messy setup for the start because as you can see, I've got a bowl for my rubbish, I've got ingredients, I've got a bowl for mixing, I've got my food processor, I've got the hob. Once I do the food processing, I can clear out a bit and I'll have a bit more space to see what's going on. Does he have the window open? I have the back door open, which is over there. I was just explaining, it was probably just before you got here, that I've got this back door open because I'm deep frying in a minute, as per Marco. So, I've got all my potatoes and I need to slice them. I've got I'm just going to change camera angle. I've got a Kitchen Whiz Pro here, one of my favourite kitchen gadgets, which has a slicing blade on it. There we go. Ooh, nice and blind you. And this is a Heston Blumenthal branded gadget, which I've had for a long, long time. And I can't quite get the light on it, but it has measurements here so you can define how deep all the cuts are. Cato from California. Goodness me. So I'm just going to set my blade here. As you can see, as you twist this, the blade slicer gets wider. Sorry about the focus. One-man bands. Very hard to work with. So I'm going to go for a just over 2mm blade. So that's all set up, ready to go. And I'm going to mute for a minute because this makes a hell of a lot of noise. I'm going to wreck all your hearing. So I'm going to mute for a second while I process these potatoes. So I'll be back in 2 seconds. And that's why I love that gadget, because it does those jobs so easily. Change cameras again. There you go, you can see the potatoes it's created. Lovely and even. This is the Sage Kitchen Whiz Pro, known as Breville in other parts of the world because of trademark clash. So I'm going to check if that's enough to fill up my pan. Dr. Marin, love the Marco video content, can tell there's passion in it. Absolutely. Not just view bait that everyone makes videos. No, well, you know, of course it's not view bait. I'm still heading towards stuff that people want to watch. You know, I've got Jamie Oliver content on there that nobody wants to watch. I've got other videos which I've poured loads of heart and soul into and nobody's watched it. That's fine. It just is what it is. Whereas the Marco content really resonates. But you probably noticed I haven't put up a new video for a few weeks, and that's literally because I was trying to find the right inspiration, trying to find the right thing for me that I think you want to watch, that's interesting, that's not just tedious. This live stream's a way for me to sort of get back in. I'm probably going to try and do... I've got an idea to do a whole theme of Marco recipes in one bundle, and this live stream I'm going to probably pull some bits and pieces out to make that video. Daniel, you lost a battle against a mandolin a couple of months ago. Sorry about that. My thoughts and prayers are with your emergency department. I hope it's healed up now. No one likes Jamie Oliver. I do. Have you seen the Studio 04 channel vids of that Marco show with his son? Yes, I have seen those, travelling South Asia, trying to sell the show and praying some company buys it as it looks magnificent. Yeah, that's a strange one, that is. That's a really strange video. A set of videos. I sort of can't really figure out what they're for. But I'm sure someone, Marco and his son, are getting paid a lot of money for it. Anyway, pop that back in for now. So these potatoes now. So yes, they did end up being 4 potatoes. I've just filled my little pan here. That's probably going to be enough to feed 2, to be honest. But, you know, it won't scale down much more than that. And now I need to deep fry these potato bits, which, as I said, is happening just over there, just off camera. I might try and get a shot of it when things are a bit less busy. but they're going to cook for about 7 to 8 minutes until they start turning tender. So again, a bit of noise just while I pop them in the deep fryer. So I'll be right over here. And we're back. So that's just going to do its thing over there. While it does that, now I can start getting some stuff away. Let's get potatoes out the way. Done. And just going to add an onion, which again I'm going to slice through here. Marco's book, Antichrist in the Kitchen. Marco Pierre White, is it? Yeah. Troubled soul, that one. I think he's on the straight and narrow now, but you know, considering who his dad is, he's had his issues. Hiya Libs, good to see you over on Twitch, and good to know Twitch is actually working. As you well know, my first time streaming to Twitch, I had a sneaking suspicion it wouldn't work. The fact that you can send a message tells me it is working. So yeah, just sorting out an onion. I'm going to pop that through the machine. And Dr. Merrin, because you asked for the ASMR of my choppy choppy machine, you're going to get it this time. So don't come crying to me when you say it's too loud. Thank you very much, Liberalonics, for the confirmation it's all working. Switch cameras, there we go. Ready? I told you it was noisy. And if you didn't like it, you blame Dr. Merrin. I think Uncle Roger has cooked enough now that Jamie vids are screwed up, shall we say. Yeah, it's a bit boring, frankly. Every time you go to a Jamie video, they're just full of Uncle Roger comments. I'm not sure I want to get into that. All that stuff and the trouble that that comedian, because that's what he is, presents. I'm all branded today. Branded mug too, available in the shop section, presumably below this stream somewhere. Done by my good friend Jay, who did that. I'm just going to check on the potatoes, frying outside. I promise I'll show you the potatoes in a minute. True to form, Marco, the absolute lunatic, puts his fingers into the boiling oil of a fryer to pull a piece of potato out and try it. And he says, oh, you know, you should get used to doing that. You don't have time in service. I'm not in service, mate. I'm just making dinner. Absolute lunatic. Wait, Twitch, I'll be over there as trend. What's the Twitch channel name? It's BigSpud_, rather irritatingly. So twitch.tv/BigSpud_. I just couldn't get the Big Spud name. Some guy's got it, never done anything with it, never uploaded a video. There's no way to contact him. I've been El Spuderino on Twitch for years, and I've just given up because I wanted to do this, and I thought it's probably better to have a similar name on both things. So I ended up capitulating and putting Big Spud_. Is what it is. You'll find it soon enough. He's lost all the feeling in his fingers decades ago. I think all chefs do at some point, Jeb44. Oh, hello. Hello, Merrin, over at Trend K. Twitch chat, much better. Yes, everyone's slightly better. Well, Twitch chat, you get all the funky stuff, which I haven't set up. I thought I'm not going to run before I can walk. We got the good emotes, yep. Yeah, YouTube's a bit... I just think they could do so much more for streamers. You see all the fun stuff you can do on Twitch with animations and all that funky stuff. And you just can't do any of that on YouTube. Right, eggs. So I think I'm going to start with 8 eggs. Well, that was tough. I explained this at the beginning, if any of you missed it. I look forward to lots of potato-based emotes in the near future. Well, yeah. Like I said, Liberalonics, I wanted to walk before I could run. This recipe is supposed to take 30 eggs. That's 4. But that seems gratuitous, and I think a little bit insensitive to our friends over the pond as well, who I know are feeling egg shortages right now. 5, 6, 7, 8. There's 8 eggs. Just going to wash my hands. Let's move some stuff about. Trench Cabe in here on Twitch, since it was all cooking channels, back in the Justin TV days. Is that what you're talking about? Get all that stuff out of the way for now. Brand new game, Egg Cracking Simulator. And cracking eggs they are too. All right, 30 eggs, yes, 30 eggs. Let's just season some of this up. Always white pepper with Marco recipes, always white pepper. It's like his branding. Just going to whisk those up. Yes, 30 eggs. To serve 8 people. I just think some of these things come from a restaurant setting. Gary is a Justin OG, and I'm not a Justin OG. I remember it, but I just wasn't part of that scene at the time. Right, excuse me, obviously I'm off camera. Sorting out the potatoes. Let's get my pan on. We'll need that in a minute. Lowish heat. Get some oil in there. Need to take out a loan to do 30 eggs. That's exactly what I'm saying. Right? The UK certainly went through this about 2 years ago. We had a real egg shortage. You couldn't buy any more than 6 eggs. They became really expensive. We seem to have rode the crest of that now. I even got a letter through the door from the council, like carpet bombed, saying if you keep any chickens at home, keep them in their homes. Don't let them out because of bird flu, which was different. Right, potatoes. That was Gary saying he's under 30. You're very kind. I haven't been 30 for a long time. So again, following the Marco recipe, he wants us to just drop these potatoes. Let's show you them over there actually. This basket of mostly cooked potatoes. They look like golden wonders actually. I might try one in a minute. I'm going to dump them straight in there. And then, oh, fingers all sticky, it won't work. And I'm going to repeat the frying with my onions. Love your kitchen. I love it too. You know, proper scrimped and saved to get this kitchen. Had it done 4 years ago. It's an extension. I wanted it for years, and then finally we're like, right, we can afford it now. Let's do it. Just going to fry these onions. I think the majority of people would probably no, let's use something else actually. Use one of them. The majority of people would probably fry everything on a hob or use the grill, maybe. What do you guys call it? Not grill, broiler, that's the word. What are you saying there, Trenko? I just need to shuffle my chats around so I can read it. 1 second. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just struggling with my windows. Someone said to me, kitchen islands aren't in fashion now. Oh, I bet they don't cook. Housing developers trying to cheap out. Well, they may not be in fashion, but it's my kitchen and I design it the way I want to. And that's that. The island was absolutely had to have it, you know. Try and get that. I suppose this is a 3-metre run, this whole island. I don't think you ever see it in one of my videos, and I sort of try and keep some of my kitchen private. Private's the wrong word, but not all of it needs to be on display, does it? Let's turn that down because that's smoking quite a bit there. That's going to make a big old noise when I come to do that. Let me get something to pop that on actually. We'll just cool that off. It's a problem when you start chatting. Smoking away there. I don't want that hot. That's just going to burn as soon as it hits the pan. This little baby hob thing is really hard to control at low temperatures as well. It's fine if you want roaring heat, obviously. I might get a halogen one. They're not that expensive. Has anybody got experience with those portable halogen things? Little hob things? If you have, we're really interested. I've just remembered who you are. I would absolutely love an island, a room for one even. Yes. Well, again, I had to extend to do it. And I think I had visions of a 2-metre island, and my kitchen designer, lovely guy, said, "You got room for 3, do 3. So you sure? Yeah, do 3, he said. So we did. There we go. There, so we've got some onions. You know, from Nisbets. Nisbets, great supplier. Yeah, fallow. Oh, mate. I've got to pick apart a load of stuff from your comment there, Trend K. Get one from Nisbets, they do a good price, sure. Same ones the lads on fallow use for their bids. So Nisbets, wonderful supplier, and there's one quite near where I work, which is really handy. And there isn't one that I can visit near my home, but there is one near work, so that's all right. However, let's just get rid of this 1 moment. Clive style. Yeah, let's pull this in a little bit so you can see what we're doing. I've lost my train of thought. Let's start that again. Nisbets and fallow. Yeah, the fallow guys. Wow, what great videos. They've just passed 1 million followers, and I couldn't be simultaneously more pleased nor jealous. You know, there's such great content they put on there, and it's one of those things. It's exactly what YouTube should be for. You know, people showcasing stuff you don't usually see. They're clearly knowledgeable, passionate. If you don't know, by the way, fallow is a YouTube channel that is 2 guys who run a Michelin-starred restaurant in London, and they do absolutely exceptional content. Really, really good stuff. They've just finished actually a whole potato series. That was good. You're in Ireland, so Nisbets is the best I can do. Okay. I'm not that familiar with them. I only know them as catering. I see the best you could do. They are catering suppliers over here. Right. I feel a bit happier now. We've cleared a bit of space. Yeah, I've got a bit of junk over there. I could probably get rid of that. I'm just going to pop that over there. And I also need to get rid of this frying basket if I kill someone. That's that done. Lovely, lovely. So that's just going to cook very gently now. Marco goes on a big impassioned plea here, like, oh, don't be scared of the heat. You know, have patience. Those of you that have watched any of his videos knows he's banging on about patience all the time. Catering suppliers here, much better value in shipping faster than Amazon. Interesting. Time for tea, just to prove I am English. What a cliche I am. Have a little tidy up. Does that look terrible behind me? It doesn't look too bad. Bit untidy. We'll get over it. This is the thing. I wish you could see it the other way. I could show you, obviously, but it's an absolute car crash. So let's think about what we've done here. Let's have a look at the pan. So we've got the potatoes are basically already cooked. The onions are already cooked. So we're just going to use the heat of the pan just to set the eggs. And then you get to enjoy an excellent YouTube/Twitch fail where I flip it in a minute in the pan. So bump, bang on, flip it over. We'll see what happens. We'll absolutely see. Right, I'm going to pop the grill on for something in a minute. What an incredible food streamer is doing lots of stuff off camera, hey? What a professional I am. Fryer over there, oven over there. I might move some cameras around. Cameras. There's literally two. There's that one and this one you can see over there, which as you can see I can use for overhead shots. Very handy. And now I'm going to straighten it just because it feels better. If you can see, that's still plenty of wobble in that, so nowhere near being set. So I'm going to give that a couple of minutes. I seasoned the eggs, didn't I? I didn't season the potato, so let's give that a little season up now. Just on the top. And of course white pepper. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Eagle-eyed amongst you will notice that there is butter in the background here. Wouldn't be a Marco recipe without butter, would it? And I don't know if you saw the thumbnail for this video. How's the Earl Grey? I don't drink Earl Grey, I'm not Captain Picard. The vast majority of the UK don't drink Earl Grey, it's far too posh. This is, I think it's Tesco's tea. Don't actually get through a lot of tea in this house because I'm the only hot drink drinker. Therefore, I buy just small amounts, like 40 bags at a time. I'm sure there's UK people listening to this going, what? Can't quite believe that I only get through that much. That BBC Maestro, tossing the deep fried chips in butter. I've yet to work the courage up to try it. Yes, if you haven't seen that one, in the BBC Maestro course, I was going to say Gordon then. Whoa, that was a faux pas. Marco makes classic chips, again in the fryer, fries them once at a lowish temperature, fries them again at a high temperature, then to serve, chucks a load of butter on them and tosses it. It's a choice, I'll give him that. It is a choice. So I'm just working my way around this pan. I am going to do that one. I might even do that chip recipe this weekend. I want to sort of do a potato special. Speaking of those fallow boys over on YouTube, that kind of made me think I should really do a Marco potato one. It won't be anything like as historically interesting as his. So you can see now it's starting to hold shape around the edge, but plenty of wet stuff in the middle. I'm a little concerned that some of it is sticking to the sides. So you get to enjoy that. Chip butty for the celiacs. Not quite, is it? Not quite. Earl Grey tastes too floral, love a good English breakfast. If I'm in the mood, I like an Earl Grey, but it's not like wake up in the morning and I'll have a cup of Earl Grey. You know, maybe if I've gone to a nice restaurant or having afternoon tea, it fits there, but I love English breakfast as well. I'm not a professional cook, says Lola Cakes, but I play one on the BBC Maestro, Marco Pierre White. Doesn't, the amount of things he says is baffling, isn't it? Baffling. Absolutely bizarre. So I'm just gonna, I don't think, I'll leave it for now. I'll leave it for now. I think we're nearly there, nearly at the stage where we can turn this. I'm going to have to be very bold. I'm debating exactly what to turn it out onto. I was going to use a plate. Have I got something flat and sheer? Armando Fernandez, I like the English breakfast tea. It helps with my blood sugar. In what way does it help with your blood sugar? When you add sugar to it, or? Yeah, I think we're going to, yeah, I think we're going to flip now. Am I going to do it on here though, or am I going to put it on something else? Have I got a circular baking tray? I don't think I have. I have got one, but it's got holes in it, which is not going to help us. got a great little cookie sheet here. Yeah, I think that's going to do it. So I'm just going to spray that up so that it slides off, hopefully. Yeah, so if you're setting your video recorders, now is the time. Let's switch camera angles. Oh, it's all right, it's all right. So it's got a bit of runny, but I'm okay. A little bit of runny. Let's slide her in just to cook that side. Oh, we lost a potato slice. And Marco says at this point, tuck her in. Weird, isn't it? Very weird. It's quite fluffy. I imagine this is probably slightly more set than he would like. So I'm just going to push this potato slice to the side, and I might try that and eat that in a minute. Let's make a bit more mess. Whew, that was hairy, wasn't it? Okay. I'm just going to clean up that mess before I put my finger in it. Thank you very much. I didn't catch the name. Let's have another look. Who said that? Lolla cakes. Thank you. I survived. Hey, it worked like everyone. I've had mistakes like that before where it's gone bang and just fallen. Let's try this potato slice here that just kind of fell off. I'll show you here. Tastes like a potato. It's a shocker, isn't it? Tasty, but you know, it's potato. Right. Has anybody seen the Marco Pierre White Maestro video on this recipe? Do they know what I'm going to do next? Right, that is now cooked underneath. I don't know if I can get that on camera, but essentially it's dry underneath now. Dry is a horrible phrase in cooking, isn't it? There we go. Just plop that there. And proper look. There we go. Excuse me. Finished tortilla. So that's nice. Right. We can eat it now. But I'm going to do another bit. We're going to do what Marco says. I'm just going to get rid of some of this dried egg crust off the side. Marco says, let's take her somewhere she's never been, which is icky, to say the least. She? Is this feminine food? Daniel, you've seen the one that he did with Noor when he was inebriated. You're not narrowing it down. Now we're going to take a metric ton of butter. Again, as Marco says about frying eggs, you don't fry eggs. You poach them in butter. Well, you do you, brother. I mean, even that's really too much, but he does like twice that. More than twice that. Right, let's pop him to one side for a minute. Just trying to get that heat as low as I can. Right, now the slightly insane bit. And I think, because I know what my hand is like, I'm going to do this in an espresso cup. Hey, lost a bit there. I'll drop that in. That's one in. Was he okay? Was it obvious he was drunk? Yeah, well, do you know what? I reckon He just couldn't be bothered. He says, well, I've done a terrible job with that egg. Terrible job. He says he doesn't really like to drink. I've seen interviews where he says that. I don't think he's telling the truth, but that's what he says. Okay. Oh, that egg's a shocker, isn't it? It's a shocker. I'm sorry about that. It's going to really ruin the thumbnail. That one's better. And with this, guys, that is egg number 12 in this insane madman's dinner. It was the Spanish Omelette recipe. I can't bring that one to mind, actually, Daniel. I'm sure I must have seen it. I'm pretty sure I've seen all of them. Obviously, I'm doing the Maestro one here. No stock cubes to be found in this particular recipe. Excuse me there, like I said, getting over a cold, got a slight cough. Right, most of the hard stuff is done, so that's fun. Move that there so you can have a look at it if you want to. Just gently, as Marco says, poaching these eggs, not frying them. They're poaching in butter. I'm going to give them a little bit of seasoning, I think, because they just sat there by themselves. Just a tiny bit of salt there. Nice gentle heat. It's really tempting here, I know, to whack it up. But essentially, again, if you've seen the Marco recipe, we want to create one disc of egg that I'm going to slide on top of the tortilla. So again, yet another opportunity for me to land on my face when I do that. Let's just move this out of the way for now. Yep, I think I can tidy up there. Very good. Where are we? 7:05. Just got a little bit of waiting now while we get these eggs set. And let's talk about another ingredient. Let's get a bit of tissue for this one. So the final touch for this slightly insane recipe is this little jar here. Guesses for anyone what's in this jar. I don't know if you've seen it already. It's been hovering around the desk, the island all the time. It's some black truffle. I ordered it in especially for this recipe. I haven't opened it yet. Might have gone off. I don't know. It's got a bit of sticky on it. Let's get rid of that. Oh, super tough. Yikes, it certainly smells of truffle. But I just want to drain it. There we go. If you've not seen a black truffle hole before, kind of looks like a blackberry, really dense blackberry. Or licorice or salt, if you're so inclined. That is pungent. It's nice though. That's the final garnish for this dish. Chip 44, not molasses, no. I like the sound of that though. So you can see this has got a shimmer to it. It's kind of holding its shape now. It's just set. So I think at that point, I'm going to pop these eggs under the grill to set the top, broiler if you prefer. So I'm just going to pop that over here. I'll be right back. You'll be able to hear it all, but not see it all. Not very long, I don't think. It's just so we don't have any like, gooey runniness at the top. Am I going to need this on anymore? I don't think so. So I'll turn him off and I'll move him out of the way. Just make sure he's not going to burn me. Good. Made a mess of this counter, so let's tidy that up. What are you guys doing out there? For those of you that it's dinner time, what are you had or having for dinner tonight? I'm always interested to know what other people are eating. Are they having Spanish omelette with black truffle tonight? If you are, that'd be amazing. You can give me some tips. What are you having out there? Let's try and get it in a nice place. Let's pop it there. That'd be nice. Relieved. I love runny egg yolk, but I don't like gooey tops. I'm not a fan of runny eggs generally. Let's have a look at how they're doing. So I would say they are done for my wife, but I prefer them a little bit more set. That's me, obviously. As the man himself would say, it's your choice. I've just put my hand in something sticky, even though I've wiped here. That's nice. It's a bit of egg or onion or something. Lovely. Yes, what are your dinner plans out there in the wide world? Have you already eaten? Or those of you that are not in this time zone, are you out having something? Baked chicken, tinned beets, rice pilaf. I like the honesty of that. I don't think I've ever had tinned beetroot. It's not something I've come across in the UK. Maybe I'm wrong, but beetroot I know is vacuum packed, you know, vacuum sealed. That's how I know beetroot. Just checking the egg. It is like seconds from done here, so I've got to pop back and forth and just have a look at it. Yeah, baked tinned beets, interesting. I really like beetroot. I usually have it this time of year for a couple of months, then forget all about it. And I've got some in the fridge right now because I really make a salad. And a rice pilaf, I couldn't tell you the last time I had a rice pilaf. Lovely. Anybody else? What else are we planning this afternoon, this evening? 3:10 in Toronto from Doroth. Probably have some New York strip for dinner. Living the dream. Like pickled beetroot, on its own with salad or cheddar cheese. Yeah, beetroot and cheese in a salad. Oh, you know, that's acidity, the sweetness, the saltiness. Perfect. You can tell I haven't eaten yet. All right. This is done, I promise you. So, let's pop them under there. They're all done. The egg is definitely set. Again, for some people, they might say it's a bit too done, but it's my dinner. You know, I'm not going to make something that, I mean, I'll eat runny eggs, but I prefer not to. So in a perfect world, I'd serve this way, so the egg would go that way, but it'll make less interesting TV if I do that. So I'm going to use my left hand, my non-dominant hand. Whee, bosh. Egg on egg. Ooh. Beef bulgogi. Perfect, perfect. So there we go, I've got the, it's really bugging me, it's just off centre this egg, so I just want to try and shuffle it. I'll probably break it when I do that. So, there we go. Absolutely razor hot, don't do that. Luckily, years of burning my fingers, like Marco, means... Okay, he actually says, take some of this resting butter and drizzle it over. I think that's madness, but there you go, the man says so. And now I need to shave my truffle. And I never got round to deciding how I was going to do that. Thank you, Daroth. I'm quite pleased with how it looks. Here we go, that's what I wanted. How many of you have one of these? It's I think this is a really 80s thing, okay? It's like a cheese pull. So it's got a blade on it, it's offset. So when you pull across a block of cheese, it leaves a slice or a curl. And I think this might be the way I'm going to get my truffle on there. If it doesn't work, I'll just default to grating and I'll just murder it that way. So yeah, let's try that. So just get a camera angle nice so you can see if it's working or not. Again, I'm going to use my non-dominant hand. Nope, it's just breaking apart rather than slicing. So the idea was Good. It's all kind of mushing up. Again, I noticed when Marco did it, he had a proper truffle shaver. I didn't even know such a device existed. But it's like this, but much more fine. I could also use the side of a box grater and see how that goes. Now I could get another truffle and fill that more, but I mean, I think it'll make it too intense. I'm not a luxurious person. I don't think I'm going to manage that. Bit of salt on the top. Because again, it wouldn't be a Marco recipe without that. Let's proffer it up to camera. So you can see that. So we've got a potato and onion tortilla baked with the eggs, the fried eggs on top, topped with truffle. There we have it. So I was faffing about, so that was probably about 40 minutes actual cooking. Let's really destroy the flavour by having tea. You could probably do it in about 25 if you're not talking to a camera at the same time. It's actually quite simple. It feels it feels like it wants one more thing to me, maybe, to make it, I mean, I don't know whether a green salad will be nice with it or whatever. Anyway, let's cut into this and find out. Thank you, Daniel. Let's, again, I don't think the eggs are going to run, but I'm okay with that. Again, it helps if you're not fannying about talking to YouTube at the same time. You can keep a better eye on your eggs. There we go, see all the layers of potato in there. I'm probably going to drop this. Truffle. You have to work on the Marco salt throw. Is that a challenge, Magnus? Let's do it. Toss it all over my keyboard. There we go. I'd love to see Marco and Salt Bay having a salt off. That would be killer content, that would. Right, let's get some of this tried, shall we? Spring onion. Well, we have got onion. I suppose you're talking about the freshness of spring onion against it, right? It's very nice. I think it actually, ironically, needs a touch more salt. Yeah, I think it needs a touch more salt on there. So I was probably a bit haphazard. Or a sprinkle of paprika. I think paprika would look beautiful. We're about to get invaded by a cat. A cat is trying to invade the cooking. Don't tread on anything, will you? Don't, no, no. He wants to tread on the keyboard. I really don't want him to do that. Just wait a minute. I want to make sure I get a nice piece of truffle on that. Martin Pacina, he needs fresh herbs, parsley or lovage. So, I tell you what, that truffle really makes it, it really lifts it and turns the flavour much more broad. Yeah, raw, the green part sprinkled over the top. I'm going to go with Martin Pacina here. I'm going to get some parsley. So many times I'm just wandering off camera. Really professional, huh? Really professional. If I could be bothered, I'd get another board out and chop it properly. But I think a little bit of parsley, it's just going to freshen it up. Indeed, another Marcoism, he says, to wash the palate. But a spring onion, I think, would be really good. Perhaps even put into the fried eggs, so you get the occasional pop of spring onion on it. That'll do. Let's get rid of that. Excuse me. Right. Let's get another bit with parsley this time. Get in there. Yeah, I feel incredibly bourgeois to say that the truffle really makes it. Oh dear. Never let me in the working men's social club again, will they? This truffle is really good. You could probably just use a truffle oil, to be honest, which is really cheap. I have got some behind me, but I wanted to try the real thing. Let's give you another close-up so you can really see what's going on there. Squeeged in bits of potato, egg. Thank you for letting me off E from walking off screen. I've ordered another device to sort of help get the variety of things going. Let's give you another last look, not last look at that, but another look at that. Up close you can really see it. It's got a light right above it, so that's why it's got quite vivid yellow. But it's good stuff. There is a lot going on. I think a slice of Parma ham would be really nice as well. But then we're just going in a totally different direction, aren't we? Very pleasing. Let's catch up on the messages. 52. Okay. I'm going to carry on eating. Obviously, the cooking part is done. And I have to say, it's another Marco recipe that's ever so slightly bonkers. But it is very tasty. And would look really good to show off to lots of people at once. Again, you could do a bigger one, larger pan. Not actually that difficult. Just got to concentrate on what you're doing. I'm going to stick around for a couple more minutes if people want to chat. I hope you've enjoyed that. I've certainly had a great time. Let me just pop something over there. Will it let me? Yeah, okay. For YouTube chat, I've just popped a link in there. This is an interview that I did with a production company called Big City Nights, a podcast interview about Marco Pierre White. Talked with a lovely guy called Kieran, who's interviewed myself and other people that have encountered Marco over the years, and huge discussion on what we think drives him, what it's like cooking his recipes. We talk about the pig trotter recipe that I did. I hope you've watched that one. It's absolutely bonkers. Give it a listen. It's good fun. I'm mostly not in the first two, but the third episode. Yeah, tortilla can be frozen too. Absolutely right. Unfortunately, I can't post it in Twitch chat for reasons I don't really understand. It wants me to re-log in again, which I'm not going to do mid-stream because it will probably kick everything out. Oh, I've got a lovely big bit of onion then. Let's wipe me mush. Very good. Well, guys, I think we're going to start wrapping it up there. For one thing, my cat over there is glaring at me like he's going to kill me if he doesn't get fed soon. Even though he's got biscuits over there he could eat if he wanted to. And all we've got left is me demolishing the rest of this tortilla over sort of the next 20 minutes. I'm going to take my time. I hope that was fun for you. I certainly had a good time. Thank you so much for all of you being in chat, saying hello, joining in. It's so much fun to see other people around when you're trying to cook. And if you manage to try that, let me know. I've got all my socials everywhere, over there, on the Blue Sky, on the Instagrams, or you can go to my website, which turns 18 years old this year, so it is going to be an adult. My website, bigspud.co.uk. I've been doing this a very long time, but I'm always open to trying new recipes and trying new things. Anyway, that's all for me for tonight. Make that for your egg-obsessed child. Well, he'll get his 5 a day of eggs in there, or 12 a day, anyway. Again, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. I'm going to cough. Oh, excuse me. I will log off for there, and I will catch your beautiful selves next time. Thank you very much.